Greetings, my sea ice terrors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech, the first Wendigo, episode 124, Dead on Arrival. The xenogerm that got done is the Dave xenogerm, so Dave, it's time for you not to be a baby anymore. Congratulations on implanted adulthood. As aggressively sketchy as that sounds. And that frees up the assembler for a new Bryzit gene, because you guys determined that you wanted Bryzit to be smart. So here's Bryzit. Bryzit, you're going to pick up super sensitive. Because why not? Dead calm. Dark vision. So you can't take awful craft. So maybe great craft, great intellectual, awful art, awful plants, awful cook, poor animals. This is -9, so I'm going to have to maybe not have you super sensitive. -4. Wouldn't mind you being happy. But I'm not sure how to pay for it. I could give you poor social, but that's probably a bad idea considering that you're like the backup trade. I also want to have you have kind and so kind and dead calm. Where is dead calm? There it is. I'll just use the search. So how to pay for this? It's too bad I don't have awful melee. I could give you an attractive. Yeah, I just unselected dead calm. I did notice that. Or I could actually give you the Archite metabolism. But then it will require Archite capsules, which I want to hold off on that. So, shoot. Do I make you ugly? I might make you ugly. Or I might just decide that some of the other positives that you're going to inherit, you're not going to get. I don't have weak melee in the mix. But I sort of worry about doing that. You know? Because it could backfire. In a really bad way. I could do unattractive. Or just not make you happy. Great craft, great intellectual, kind instinct, dead calm. That's going to have to be good enough. I'm just going to call it. That's going to have... Oh, yeah, that's going to have to be good enough. I'm sort of contemplating... It wouldn't be terrible for me to try to keep a cold weak xenogerm. If I did Scared of Fire, I just don't know if... So here's sort of my thought process. If I did Pyrophobia, is there something worth 4 that is worth putting in? Right? So if I did Pyrophobic, is there something worth the -4? And to my mind, there really isn't. There's nothing in here that would be nice to have as a -4 that makes Pyrophobic worth it. Because Pyrophobia is really annoying to manage with Wendy. She has to basically leave every fight that there's a fire. And the more people I add that into, the more annoying it will be to manage. So I think this is fine. This is the Bryzit one that we'll go for. And we're still cooking up... No, this one's empty. So we have passive prisoner, Dave. Let's get another passive prisoner on the bottom one. And then we'll want another baby one as well, because we just put 2 babies in. accommodating Wendy's pyrophobia is, in my opinion, just straight up obnoxious. So that's why I'm really hesitant to add any additional pyrophobics. Because it's just so annoying. For Wendy, I'll make an exception, but I don't need more than just one person panic fleeing in every firefight. That would get really old really fast. Reminder to turn the sleep accelerator back on and give her the medical skill trainer. I got the sleep trainer, but I didn't get the medical. So I just queued up the medical. But, let's learn that now. 19. And then go mess with these thrombo, because I don't mind having the extra, It's really too bad that, Manhunter Pulse won't work on them to fight each other. Oh, well now they're all pissed at her. Rager, don't go over there. Oh, this is kind of a dead end. Love fail. You guys all need more shooting practice, so let's make this a shooting range day. Yeah, it's a very, very quiet game. Not sure what's up about that. I keep waiting for the shoe to drop, you know, but it hasn't yet. It's going to be really difficult for Chimmick to land hits without becoming a victim himself. Brandy's on vacation. Or like I accidentally turned on easy mode, which I can check for that. Was it gameplay, Storyteller? Yeah, I'm still losing. It's fun. Just making sure that I'm not cheating the system, but I'm not. Oh, hi. You know what? I get... yeah, let's have them get murdered, because I will rescue the survivors and be awarded for my valiant efforts to rescue them. Hey, Sally Forth. Thank you for the raid. What were you up to? Oh, I tabbed out a second. Mitty, thank you for that. Slow Wayne, come back. You know, oddly, I don't have stun. You do, though. Can you guys stop trying to go through these gates? Please and thank you. I'm trying to get the guests here. Oh, and Kath is going out there. Okay, hold on a second. Now, they're all pissing me off. Everyone get behind the walls. Stop being stupid. Stop walking outside. Make it Wendy repair doors. I was trying to give you a shout out, but I was rudely interrupted by every time I tabbed out, something wrong would happen. So these Thrombo, one killed the other is bleeding out pretty fatally. These guys are bleeding out fatally. You know what? I'll just have everyone turn in. I want Wendy to get her psi focus up, so I don't really care about their shooting training. Just wait for them to bleed. For whatever reason, these Thrombo refuse to eat my visitors. A damn shame. As I heard, they're very tasty this time of year. Winter Sleep, thank you for the resub. Oh, they ate one of them. I think. He looks like a new corpse. Come on! Slow, Thrumbo, slow! It's disappointing. Oh, Kath, I have you drafted. To my credit, it was originally to try to save your life from guaranteed impending doom if you went out and punched a Thrumbo. No, actually, you're a vampire. You would have survived. It would have been annoying. You would have been forced death rested, but you would have survived. So, Aurora, if your egg is on a 4-hour... Oh, there's a logging site, 21 people, controlled by Edekins. I don't need any Edekins, and I know I'm queued up to go for Wasters, so I'm not going to change my mind on that, but, I don't know, it's good to know, I guess. There's some logging site, because wood is one of those things that we typically have to buy often. So I'm just waiting for Wendy to get her Psi focus maxed so that I can go ahead and raid the Wasters and then far skip home. So 3/4 of the Thrumbo are already down, just waiting the last one to bleed out, lose consciousness. I think I'm going to speed it up with mass. Quest available, Scorch Pods. Freeholder of the Galoro Empire makes a request, wants to send a mech cluster to us. It would have 5 centipedes, 2 minotaurs, 3 pikemen, 2 scorchers, a scyther, a tesseron, a toxic spewer, a countdown activator, 4 nodes, 7 capsules, 6 drop beacons, 3 assemblers, and 11 big turrets. Or 6 big turrets and 5 mini turrets. And this is the rewards. So we've got Honor, Animal Trainer, Zeus Hammer, Eltex Helmet, Plasteel, Stone Skin, Armor Skin, Bionic Leg, Gold. Really rewards that are not great, but I can have you guys decide anyway. Do we accept the quest mech cluster? There's the boat. Keanu, thank you for this sub. I think this Thrumbo forgot that it was manhunting. That's embarrassing. It, like, attacked the door and then gave up. The mining site looks ready for steel. So once the Thrumbos are done, I'm going to move that over. Ah, you just started this on YouTube? Well, there's a lot of it, man. This is likely to be the longest running I'm ever going to have. Well, not ever, but longest running so far. Just because it's a lot of work to make a Wendigo. Rewarding, to be sure. What a lot of work. Why are you going that way? Eh, whatever. Seems like the long way. So Thrumbos are dead. You guys overwhelmingly think that Mech Cluster Quest is dumb. Just as much as I did. Because, yeah, it seems dumb. Seems like a lot of work for very little reward. Wendy is psi-focused pretty much all the way up. So, as soon as she basically eats, I'm going to send her on a raid to Wasters. Also propping open the fire entryway so that we can burn people. That is a really odd place to store Thrumbo. Because then the Fabricors have to run a really long way for that. Let me put a corpse stockpile here for animal corpses. So, no human, no mech. But animal's fine. Cheers. So if I want wasters, before I go raid, I'm going to want to give the people that will be raiding with me, like Chimik and Roki, shock lances. So the shotgunners will have shock lances. So they're literally shock troopers now. They both have locust armor, so they have high mobility, and I can go chase the wasters that I want to capture. So this is the trade. As you can see, my current priority is to trade and then waste raid. So here's the trade. Get Wendy to go do that. These caskets aren't opened, mostly because the ancient soldiers tend to be baseliners. Sometimes they're hussars. But yeah, I just haven't bothered yet. I'll buy their components. Beardless and tox resistant, don't care. Extra copy of delicate. Also red eyes. Let's get rid of that. Don't care about that. Is sterile? Oh, perfect. The thing is, I wouldn't want to implant sterile in... No, so that's not going to be helpful. Because there's no way I would want to put sterile into my my people. Wendy needs stun. They only have one Insanity Lance. I could also sell the gold that I currently have, some of it, and then just mine that gold meteor for more gold. So that's what I'm gonna do. Where's the others? So the War Merchant is going to be a little bit more annoying because I have to create stockpiles all over the map. So let's take a look at where the weapons are. I think mostly they're in the east. Yeah. There's actually not a lot of them. So I think a lot of the ones that we'd have already hauled. Oh well. What about up north? I'll check up north too. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything glaringly obvious. UV vulnerable. That's a good one to have. That will offset. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be able to buy that. Old armors can be sold. And that concludes my trade with you guys. Maybe buy the components. All right, last but not least, the tribals. So looking for weapons. I don't see any weapons on these guys. Is this crit preferred? Why are you hauling there then? Try again. So it looks like there's really just not a lot of weapons anymore. Most of them were automatically hauled. But I'll sell what remains, just to get rid of it. Steel mining is in business now. Oh, they actually brought some herbal meds. Sweet. I'm not exactly sure what the, like, happy equilibrium is for me to grow my own herbal meds. It's pretty hard to calculate and totally depends upon solar flares and power outages and other things that are incalculable. But I wouldn't mind having a giant stockpile of it so I just don't have to worry about running out like I used to. I guess I can gift them some bandoliers. The ones I accidentally made. Wow, they really are happy about that too. 16 rep for 3 bandoliers seems ridiculous to me. It's a deal. So the only thing I want to bank immediately is this. Daka Boy's already heading up there. Perfect. We'll eventually get the... we'll eventually pick up the components at some point. Alright, so we're all set to go raiding, and all that I have to make sure to do is that I bring Chimik and Rogi with me, so that their shock lances may be used. Making sure my brawlers... So Vendetta needs a shield belt. If Vendetta is even coming at all to this raid, given Vendetta's current mood. We'll see. And then Dave doesn't have a weapon. Yeah, Dave is still in a coma, though. So Dave is not going to have a weapon for a while. Well, for a day. Feel like the, you know, I'm going to help out the cleaners. So I paved up everything just for movement speed, but I really don't care if it's ugly. So in all of the just random pathing, some of it is a little sketchy because there's cables that run on it, and I probably need to move the cables so that there isn't a case where the cables are on fire, but I don't put the fire out because of this deprioritization of the pathing. But I don't want Rosie and Violet, or whatever. Is it Rosie and Violet? Yeah, Rosie and Violet to have to clean the outside paths forever, because that's just a waste of their time. There we go. So Wendy, when you're up... Oh, you're about to get up. Eat some food and capture some wasters. Attacking the wasters is also a really good way to make everyone happy. Wasters, Edekin, and Impids are hostile with everybody, so all of my allies will appreciate it when I take out one of their settlements. Where are you going? Well, while you're out here, might as well learn stun. I do find it interesting that you can't skip a Thrumbo. I mean, I get it. Like, Thrumbos are really big, so you can't skip Thrumbos, but you can stun them still. Seems odd, but it makes sense. So did you? You have not eaten. Forcing it, because I am itching for a fight now. Now, the other question is, do I bother bringing mechs or not? I think I bring some mechs, but maybe not the big ones, because they weigh so much. But it really depends on weight. So if I do bring mechs that aren't big, I'm going to need to bring mass. But I was going to bring mass with me anyway. And then Chimik and Rogi definitely have to go. And then maybe Brawlers. How close genetically do I want to go? That's pretty much impossible to answer because it's left up to chance. So, close-ish is the best I can answer because it's such a it's a goal that, you know, is hard to put a finger on how close we are. I wouldn't mind trying to bring some of the new brawlers. I'll just bring a whole lot of brawlers. Alright, so then pairing with the brawlers, I do need to leave... Yeah, I'm going to leave Low behind and Bryce a lot behind. Hey, ALS Gamer, cheers! God, as always. And let's go ahead and bring Killian, Judea, Alejandro, Critical Foxes, Alp, and Orange? Oh, no, not Orange. I'll leave Orange. Orange, who's your owner? I wish I could tell from here. I think it's Bryzit, right? So, yeah. I definitely have more mass than this, though. So maybe I'll bring Marauder just because I can afford it. Yeah, I'll just do that. Raid the Wasters. Maybe in 100 more episodes we'll be closer. It's really hard to measure because the person is becoming more efficient in order to try to filter out Wendigo. Like, initially it was really tough because of the rules that I had. The rules being that I couldn't have colonists that weren't vat grown. But now we've perfected vat growing colonists. It's pretty easy to grow our own colonists at this point. And now it's just about filtering genes. But filtering genes is completely luck. So I could get really lucky and roll a bunch of 20s in a row and be way closer to a Wendigo much, much sooner than I expect. Or I could get really unlucky and keep rolling losers and have to throw out a whole lot of eggs. That's why it's like nearly impossible to calculate how close I am, because it's chance. It's like, how close are you to rolling a 1d20? Oh, I don't know, 20 rolls, 10 rolls, 5 rolls, 50 rolls. It could be any number of those. It's really impossible to say. So I'm going to go for the Further Waster. Because the Closer Waster, if I ever want to trigger a retaliation pollution raid, I want a closer colonist, or closer colony that it's easier to hit. And now's a really good time to attack, just because I have a bunch of trade groups on my map tile. So if I get attacked, they get to soak up the damage. Let's go pink instead of red for the raid. To thank ALS Gamer. Alright, where's your colony? Do you have mortars? You do not. Then the next thing I'm going to want to analyze is who do I want to try to lance? 16-year-old to 49-year-old females. So Scapric, maybe? Tiny? Scapric and Tiny so far is the only ones I've seen. Crush. Scapric, Tiny, Crush. I could probably just go to numbers and check enemies. I don't know if it counts enemies that I haven't yet seen, though, that are hidden, like in the buildings. But here, I could go to... Where would age be? There it is. And gender. So, sort by female and by age. So, Crush, Scapric, Tiny. Those are the obvious ones. Scapric's a little old, but 5.5 years of egg harvesting is still plenty of time. Some of them aren't wasters anyway. Maya, for instance, is a Neanderthal, so I'd want to capture Maya because I need Neanderthal too. The wasters are 72% wasters, but there's a chance for there to be other others represented in their population. I'm also going to need to keep Marauder way the heck away from Judea, as they completely counter one another in a bad way. Shield belt is for... Oh, for Vendetta. Alright, Vendetta, you hang back. You do have a shock lance, though. Come on. Alright, so here they come. So, Crush, you are a waster who I am going to shock. Down. You are a year too young for egg harvest. But you 14 days away from harvestable. Maybe? Yeah, let's take her. I can always pod grow her. Please don't shoot Crush. And actually, you don't fire at will at all. Yeah, they're using a lot of teenage soldiers, absolutely. We'll judge them later for that. Minechronic, thank you for the resub. So Tiny is coming, and we want to capture Tiny and Fletcher, both, and Scapric. So these three are maybe the ones left. Scapric is social fighting with Jono. That's hilarious. Like, in the middle of this fight, they're just going, oh, let's kill one another. Hexred, you're about to get wrecked badly. So I think Tiny just got in range. Yep, bye Tiny. And Fletch is in range. Bye Fletch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, if Crush survives. Wendy, could you skip Crush to put Crush out? Because Crush is on fire. There we go. So Crush is now safe. So then the only ones we have left to grab is the social fighter over here, Scapric. So I'm going to go hunt for Scapric now. Chimic, you have the lance for Scapric. Scapric is down. They're fleeing, so we'll go clean up their mini turrets so that I can skip out of here. And I believe, and I'm going to save just in case I have this wrong, but I believe all I have to do is, like, capture them formally and then transport pod home. So, attack this and that. You open a door and I'll start capturing people. All right, good enough. There's also going to be treasures for us to round up as well. But 1, 2, 3, 4 prisoners. Because we want to capture them before they, Oh, it's a burnout low shield. I was like, what is this bubble? Like, who is casting that bubble? But yeah, capture them before they get back up. Which, I mean, it gives us plenty of time. Alright, so that is gone. That's gone. And now I could just reform the caravan once all the prisoners that we want are captured, and then far skip home once we're out on the world map. But before that, I want to break down the things that I can break down for wealth. Or parts or whatever. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth abduction, I gotta say. As far as abductions go. Some free tinctoria? Yeah, true. I don't know if anyone here harvests. Like, Wendy does, I guess. And it's kind of beneath Wendy to go do, but fair enough. And we have a psychic foil helmet, which I've really actually been looking for. So that's cool. One thing I want to make sure I don't do is bring home any food, because it will be a little confusing. Because I want to make sure that the cannibal food is for cannibals only. Alright, so Tiny is the only one yet to be captured. Let's go capture Tiny. And then make sure that Crush isn't dying. Yeah, you're fine. I mean, you have a brain scar, but, like, whatever. Don't care. Ah, you have a nuclear stomach. I'm going to take that from you once you're home. Oh, another psychic foil helmet. Perfect. All right, so now we have all the prisoners. Wendy's going to run around breaking the things down that will give me components, because I'm really tired of having to harvest my own components. Does anyone mind? Yeah, Rogie, guess what? You know, that rest that you think you deserve after a battle? Yeah, you're not getting any. Trees on the map? I'm not sticking around that long. It's not worth it. There are low-hanging fruit that I'm going to pluck. And then there's the annoying, will take way too long to bother with tasks that I'm not going to bother with for that reason. It just simply takes too long. So, purposely not bringing any of the food. Packer survival meals, I guess, are fine, because I don't have any cannibal Packer survival meals at home. I'm even going to leave behind these meals in case they're not cannibal meals. So I want to be damn sure that they're cannibal meals. I'll take some weapons as trophies. Shield belt, tox pack, uranium coronet, black pants. That's not black pants, that's a marine helmet, but we'll smelt it for the foil helmets. So the foil helmets are when I get hit by a droner and it affects Wendy. It's really nice to have a foil helmet, hat, whatever, tinfoil, to just be like, oh, droner doesn't bother me. I have a lot of more carry weight. All the steel. I might not really care about the other stuff, though. I don't. Or skip. Home. Another reason to do it is these prisoners are unconscious for now, but they won't be for long. Why are you upset? Oh, they escaped? No, they really didn't escape. Okay, one might have. How did the shock lance wear off that quick? That seems absurdly fast. So I'm just gonna capture them and then I'll move around later. I don't care about putting them where they belong. Okay, so 1 died. 2 died. But we captured 3? So in the future, maybe I anesthetize them before bringing them back? Because Crush and Grand Seer died on arrival. And that's, surprise, surprise, not something that we want to have happen. It's annoying. One way to fix that would be to put someone out on caravan and warp to the caravan and then bring them in, and then they would be escorted. So that would work as well. But oh well. Some losses of inefficiencies is fine. So we're going to have to move some of these prisoners, or all the prisoners, because they're in the wrong beds. Not a big deal. Leaving a SMG in the room, kind of a bigger deal. So first things first, implant passive prisoner. Implant passive prisoner. And implant passive prisoner. Go to the prison tab. And allow meds. And then also farm, and I want to set up their farming too. So, farming ovum, but not hemogen. And then once they're unconscious from the implantation, I'll put them where they need to be. Good news is, killing some prisoners made Wendy happy. So, oopsie, but I liked it. All it means for you guys is I need to raid more people. Could be worse. Alright, Scaprick's where Scaprick needs to be, having been anesthetized, and let's just go ahead and take an egg now. Done. Next up, Tiny. You can see how sort of abducting people can really, as long as we're careful and stockpile on the lances, we can really fill up our prisons pretty quickly. Oops. Capture. And Tiny's where Tiny needs to be. And then let's take an egg from Tiny. Oh, are you? No, you're 18. Did we already take your egg? Oh, Mass is operating on Tiny? Why? Mass, you're a horrible doctor. There we go. I think Mass was just feeding Tiny. Hey, bud. Yep, that was definitely the case. All right, Fletch. Your operation is up. So get into a bed. And Fletch is our first Neanderthal. Well, not first, but first since a while. Fangface is doing the operation. Actually, Fangface, I don't want you to. I want Wendy to do it just because she's faster. And we'll get them sorted. The next thing I want to do is to organ harvest. Because, you know, if you're in my prison, you don't deserve all your organs. Someone has to pay for the shock lances, right? So unforbid that door. So that Fangface, you can get in there and start cutting up the prisoners. Is the passive prisoner xenogerm infinite? It costs labor to craft. As long as I have the banked genes for it, it's just a labor grind. Takes about 24 hours to calculate and process the xenogerm, but that's how all xenogerms work. Alright, and then make sure that you end up in the right prison. Capture, and correct. Fangface, stop trying to feed the damn prisoner. Cut it out, Fangface. No, don't feed. They could feed themselves. And there is the Neanderthal egg. And then queuing up the kidney and the lung. You know, still waiting for a treat? Sorry about that. Hey, buddy. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, March 12th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Wendigo.